What is going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 387 of the Lured Up podcast, where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day.
You got the luck of the Irish in me.
We do. Look, you're wearing. So Adam is representing the Jersey Shore right now, rocking a Pete and Elvis t-shirt. And if you know, you know, some of the best pizza on the Jersey Shore. If you eat a giant 18-inch extra large pizza by yourself in under 30 minutes, you get a t-shirt. Adam now has two, right? Two t-shirts. So
I have a Halloween one and a St. Patrick's Day one.
Oh no, it says Adam is all static. Why is Adam all static? That's not good. Adam, give me a test.
Test.
Wow. Try again.
Hello.
Is that better,
Hello.
y'all? Adam was blasted out. Holy guacamole.
Is it fixed?
Maybe
we did not have the luck of the Irish on our side.
I don't think we have the luck of the Irish. Oh no, Adam's got major distortion. That's not good. Hold on a second, y'all. Sorry. Volume better. Static is present. Adam, you want to leave and come back?
Okay.
Adam's going to leave and come back. Try this again. This is live, people. This is how we roll. You know, it just do be like that sometimes. we just gotta kind of deal with it. Hey, Adam's coming back.
Hey.
Any better, y'all?
Am I any better?
Is Adam any better? All right, let's see if Adam's audio is better. Just remove the static in post. Okay, we're back. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Gotta love live content, you know.
No, it actually probably saves us from if there was a mistake recording the whole thing and then having to re-record.
Paulie D wrote "you're hood" instead of "you're good," and then he tried to write "good" again, and he wrote "hood" again. Yeah, I know I'm hood, bro. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey, bro. I know I'm hood as hell. Anyway,
Any hoot and a holler.
This episode is streaming live on a bunch of platforms, including Twitch, X, YouTube, and Facebook. And yeah, I'm Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Hi, everybody. What's going on? We've got an active chat room already. The chat is going. We appreciate everyone that's here nice and early. We got Roax, Stacy P, C France here, Likeable Monster. Who else we have in here? Renee's here, Paulie D, Pogo Tips Official. Yeah, we got peeps. Thank you so much for being here early. We appreciate
Did everyone find their gold coins today?
Their gold coins? What do you mean? Oh, like a leprechaun. I thought you meant in game.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Poke coins. That would have been nice. Have some green Poke
right?
coins.
Honestly, what a cool small little detail that literally would do zero impact is put the gift today as just one Poke coin.
That'd be cool.
Bing.
That would
I'll take that.
Dude, you know what? Some people wouldn't, because I don't want that one random Poke coin just sitting there.
I literally have one Poke coin.
Breaking up my 0 and 5 and 10. No, that'll be horrible. I would hate that every time I looked at it.
I just think that would be so funny.
It probably would.
Just saying.
But remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. That means you get one free sub a month. We'd love it if you cashed it in on us or anyone else in the Pokemon Go space. That would be great. But we got a lot to talk about this week, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to switch things up a bit. We're going to change formats. Usually we cover the events, cover the news, cover the gameplay for the front half of the show, usually 30, 35, 40 minutes sometimes. And then at the end of the show, we have an open discussion, kind of just talking about whatever the hot item of the week is. We're going to swap that this week. We're going to talk about community events and a bunch of stuff that's going on online. And at the end of the show, we're going to recap our gameplay and talk about the news, just to give us a little bit more time to talk about what's been going on in the community, because there's a lot. And, you know, if you've been hanging out on X or Reddit today, you'll probably know why, because there was this absolutely ridiculous, non-credible news source, this news aggregate site that usually posts like political and war news that get like 1,000 views, posted this ridiculously horrible AI news coverage of saying like,
it's so bad. It's
Niantic is taking your 30 billion images and they're training robots and doing all this crazy stuff. Yo, Ozark Renee, gifting a whole bunch of subs with a little hype train going on. Yo, are you kidding? Ozark Renee,
So
thank you.
much love. So
Gifting
much
5
love.
subs. Appreciate you so very
5
much.
subs?
Incredible,
That's like a
incredible.
foot long.
That is. But this video is so bad. It is so incredible. It's a total hit piece. The way that this newscaster kind of talks about Niantic and the whole process. Meanwhile, there's like a Pikachu with wings flying in the background and like a Bulbasaur with a neck, like horrible AI. It's like really, really bad. And just kind of
Well, don't say that. AI is gonna come after you
no,
now.
dude, it's god awful. It's so bad. And like Polygon was talking about it, and Dextero was talking, like all these sites were talking about and sharing this, and then of course all the usual anti-Niantic suspects on Twitter and all that stuff were posting it and going, "Oh my god, my pearls! Let me clutch them so hard because I had no idea that they were actually doing something with their map that they've been excited to build for the last decade." So we're gonna dig into it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just the pearl clutching, the faux rage. Faux rage is my new favorite word. It's like, fake rage. It's just like people acting surprised, like they didn't know this was a thing. Absolutely bizarre. We're gonna get into it. And I actually want to talk about the real article that came out 4 days before this hit piece from MIT that talks about the actual benefit of the Niantic Spatial VPS system and how everything was open sourced. So we'll talk about that from a little bit more of a positive and optimistic perspective and talk about how freaking cool the VPS is, because it actually is really cool. And, if you're a Wayfinder or into, the whole, light ship and eighth wall stuff through all their iterations, like this is really exciting tech, and it's really cool that it happened to be paired with a game. And this is a very unique approach to like a large language model that Niantic had taken, and now Niantic Spatial is realizing. So we'll talk about all that good stuff. And then with Spatial kind of spinning out from Niantic and now Scopely, even though it's Niantic Spatial, the game board is kind of the paramount centerpiece of everything that's been done in this realm. So I kind of want to talk about a wish list. We talk about things we want. Oh, I want to transfer eggs. I want to do this. So, gameplay stuff. I want to talk about things we would like to see in the game that are completely focused around the game board, around GPS, around the gaming environment in game, because it's kind of this abstract way that is unique to Pokemon Go and other GPS based games, that you can only talk about this stuff when you're playing a live service GPS real world social game. So have some ideas. Adam brought some ideas. So we'll talk about, kind of what we would like to see, the benefits of, 10 years of scans and AR photos and all this stuff. And if this stuff will even make its way back to Pokemon Go now that it's kind of branched off with Spatial. So there's a lot of unknowns. We don't really know how it'll go, but we'll talk about it.
There's,
Yeah.
the whole alphabet plus the exclamation, the question mark,
Yes, lots lots of unknowns,
Yeah.
but we can only talk about it for 1 minute of every hour, though. At the first minute,
Listen,
and then we gotta
listen.
talk about something
I
else.
had somebody today. There's Pokemon or there's 4 of them. They're called Alph lithographs, and it is literally the writing in the on a TCG card, but it's of the unknowns, and it
Nice.
spells out like they're trainer cards, and it says, look at your opponent's hand. Like it's very stupid. Like you wouldn't play it in any circumstance, but I had somebody say, I can't read that.
Nice.
It's the nodes. You just read the letter.
They're literally the letters. They're literally the
They're,
letters.
they're literally letters.
And then
Sorry, I just had to say that.
That's okay. Turning to gameplay, we will recap the last week of gameplay. We had the Pokopia event, which was a lot of fun for a lot of different reasons. Score Bunny Community Day, which was really cool. And then we're going to kind of fly through some of the current events and upcoming events that we have. Bug Out kicked off today at the time of this recording. Fashion Raid Day, which no one asked for. Tink Community Day, which is pretty cool. But
Which no one expected.
No one expected that, which is, I think, a very nice surprise. So before we get into our pearl clutching here, how was your week? How's it been? Did you get any gameplay in this week? Anything going on
I played.
in the New Hampshire? You did. All right.
I did some max battles. I did some raids, but like gulping.
So
Like
Adam sends me
several
a
gulping.
Gulpin raid, And I'm like, bro, one, in this
I
economy,
sent you two different Gulpin raids.
I was like, this is fun thing to do. Like, I love beefing with people on Twitter, right? So, but I'm friends with them. So I'm friends with them on X. But what I do is anytime I see a tier 1 raid, I just send them invites just to troll them. It's like, ooh, a Pidgey raid. It's like, send jkim.net, send, it's like immediately I just send it out to them just to troll them. It's so fun. But
Oh, I know how much you like the 1-star raids, so I always send them to you.
look, if it was a blip bug, I would be in. You know what I mean? Like they were kind of rare today. I only saw a few. So yeah, I'm not anti tier 1 with a remote raid, but there's gotta be a reason behind it, like a new Pokemon or a shiny hunt or something like that. So we'll have to check it out. Yo, shout to Joe in the chat, subscribing with Prime for 16 months on a 16-month streak. Yo,
Wow.
love y'all so much. It's incredible. Really appreciate it so very much. All right, let's kind of get right into it. And I'm not even going to play the video. Maybe I should play the video just so people can see how horrible this absolute AI madness is. But I just want everyone to clutch their pearls really quick and be ready to be shocked and surprised by things
Shook.
you've known for 10 years. But I'm just going to pull it up.
Well, I wouldn't say 10, maybe like
9,
8.
8. All right, so there's this
Maybe
ridiculous
6
news
or
article.
7
This
years.
is the best name ever, News Force. So it's newsforce.com, and it says Pokemon Go players train 30 billion image AI map. Niantic says photos and scans collected through Pokemon Go and its AR apps have produced a massive data set of more than 30 billion real-world images. Everything seems okay from the description until they go, source, News Force. Yo, you're not the source of this news. It's like, it's so blatantly horrible, first of all, that they're like, yeah, we're the source. They're totally not. And then if when we get to the actual news report, that is the source, the MIT article. So it's like ridiculous that they're calling themselves the source and then making the text, the copy on the tweet seem somewhat normal. And then I'm not even going to, you know what, let me play this stupid thing. Let me just mute it. Just going to play it in the background so you could have this lifeless husk of a news reporter kind of talking smack about Niantic and, just bashing them in the hit piece. And you have this ridiculous AI video. Look, Pikachu flying away, walking through. This is like AI's version of what Pokemon Go is. And they show like a Clefairy.
And Jigglypuff can fly.
Bro, it's so god awful. And you would think that someone would see it and be like, this is not credible at all. But no. Viewed 21.9 million times.
There's 3 or 4 Pokemon in there that like are trying to be Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon. They're like Pal World.
I don't know what it is, dude, but it's all bad. It's all slop. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And because of this, it came to light that Niantic was actually doing something with the data that they've collected. Now, the data we're talking about here are going to be AR scans of stops, right? Because there you're pinpointing it, you're getting a 3D map of something. Anytime you've taken an AR photo with the new AR, the new like AR Core 2 and forward AR, which is still many, many years old already at this point, where you're having to like see the footsteps, the grass, and drop a Pokemon on the ground, that's anchoring that Pokemon to the ground, to that GPS location. When that happens, the game knows exactly where you are and how you're facing and your orientation in comparison to that and other things. Like, all this data is part of Niantic's original plan of creating a one-to-one digital map of the world. Now, what they were going to do with it, we would never know because it was years away from them realizing this. And the first thing that we've actually seen come to fruition with this real world copy map is them training these little robots to do like pizza deliveries and stuff. And it doesn't seem like much of an important thing at all. But because of the AR scans and because of the AR photos and because of our walking data and all this data that we've generated playing Pokemon Go for 10 years, they literally can map a GPS coordinate to a centimeter's specificity on the real world map. So they can, like, it's crazy to think that the amount of data they were able to mesh to create something that detailed, to create something that usable. And everyone's freaking out over it, going, I didn't sign up for this. You did. I had no idea about this. You did. And
Terms and conditions.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, we've dude, how
Skip.
many times have we talked in the past, like where when AR tasks came around and stick around on your Today View or whatever, and you're like, I'm not scanning, I'm not going to do fruit, I'm not going to be free labor for Niantic. Like, this has come through the news cycle every couple years. It comes up,
Yeah,
and
we've had multiple podcasts
yeah,
talking about that.
yeah, and every time people get surprised that there's a bigger scheme here, and we always knew Niantic was a tech company that happened to be making games. It made sense that Spatial spun out and is focusing not just on AR and VR, like mixed reality stuff, but now they're focused on AI because they're moving and adapting with the times. So they're combining what they've created with where technology needs to go. So I'm going to link to both this ridiculous article. It's not even an article, just this ridiculous 3-minute video that has 21 million views that people lost their minds over. It's worth watching because it's horrible. And then I'm also going to link to this MIT technology review article that actually talks about the positives of what Niantic has been able to accomplish with the VPS. Now, what the VPS is, and I'll also link to this in the description, is I'll pull it up here on screen. The Niantic Spatial VPS is a visual positioning system where you have the power to determine a user's position and orientation, again, which way you're holding the camera, with centimeter level accuracy in seconds. You can use VPS to create location-based AR experiences that connect the real world with the digital one. Content can be anchored to these locations so they can persist over AR sessions. All right, so we're going to stop there. A lot of technical stuff here.
Well, can you just repeat that one more time? Just because it does correlate with what I have.
Yep, me too. Okay.
Coming up shortly.
Content can be anchored to these locations. Anchored meaning you drop your Pokemon. This is just an example of it. You drop your Pokemon to take a picture of it. It's touching the ground because that's where you've placed it. That's your anchor point. So that's a data point now where the game or the developer is seeing where the location of your phone is with the GPS, where the location of the asset that you just placed in the real world is. That's the VPS, the visual positioning system. And from that can determine your orientation, your distance from that item or from that asset, and all these other, things with, high-end math and all that. And this has been something that's been around for years. They came out with the VPS probably 4 or 5 years now, to where they even had temporarily, and I'm very fortunate that I was able to get in on this, they had a beta Wayfarer / VPS app that was available, not tied to any games. It was just a full VPS open source mapping app where you can use the LiDAR on your phone and all this stuff to literally build a 3D model. Think of an AR scan of a Pokestop, but on steroids, where it's actually mapping and meshing in real time, where you can walk around something and like create it in a 3D space and then map it out. Now it's like, well, what's the benefit of this VPS? What would be the purpose of it? Well, the purpose of it right now, or what we're seeing, is these little Coco delivery bots, are able to get around fully autonomous.
And they're like, we're following the same routes that you're all taking in the game.
Right? But think
Why
of
are
it
they
like
just keep
this.
going back and forth up the road?
Think of it like this. There's a lot of what ifs here, because with Spatial spun off, will the VPS still communicate or talk to the Wayfarer system, talk to the POI network as we knew it? Or is this when they made that detachment for Ingress and the Ingress map and Wayfarer to the Scopely map, do we have a hard line in the sand where it's only the stuff that's existing? So it's a very, very interesting thing to see where this goes. I would love to see Scopely be able to harness the Niantic Spatial tech to bring some of these cool the network is already there, the database of Pokestops is already there, but to be able to bring some of these cool VPS based technology pieces to Pokemon
Well,
Go.
hopefully there are some serious fans still at Niantic that are like, man, I'm working so hard because I'm gonna get back in there. We're gonna make this game what we thought it could be.
Well, when the Scopely thing initially happened, and we had, it's no secret, Adam and I are part of a group of creators that work directly with Niantic, and we were able to have, direct communication with them. We take monthly calls, that used to be like the task force calls, but
Mm-hmm.
when the merger or the purchase happened, we were all worried, like, who are these people going to be? We're going to meet Scopely, and then we get in the call, and it's all the same people, and it's just like, no,
Yeah.
guys, it's still us. It's still us. We're still here. But with Spatial spun off, the Ingress teams separated. Some on Wayfarer went to Scopely. Some on Wayfarer went to Spatial. So we don't really know where that distinguishment is when it comes to the VPS. But we're starting to see Niantic Spatial put into effect some of the things that we've been working on with building this map. And there's been no secrecy. There's been no like hidden agenda. Like their goal has always been to build a one-to-one digital replicant map of the real world
Mm-hmm.
to a meshed AR world. It's always been the process. Now, many Wayfinders are attracted to that, and that's why they sometimes care about the map more than they care about the game. They want map accuracy. They want to use the map as a tool for social driven stuff
It's some
like
people just want a few meters
between
between
friends.
friends, you know?
But I think that there's a lot of humor going around right now because the first real world usage of this that we're seeing. And meanwhile, Eighth Wall and all this stuff has been cranking out like incredible stuff. But we get an article about, pizza delivery robots, and it's like, all right, 10 years of work, and now this is where it lands on pizza
Now I can
delivery
get Domino's delivered straight to my door
within a
via
centimeter
a robot.
accuracy.
It's gonna go up the stairs. Doop-a-doop, doop-a-doop.
Exactly,
That's the sound
exactly.
of the robot going up the stairs.
So I do want to pull up this is a Dixerto article, and I just want to talk about some fair, unbiased reporting because they have a fun, catchy headline here. Pikachu just helped deliver your pizza. Pokemon Go data is now guiding food delivery robots. So again, based on the MIT story that came out
Mm-hmm.
5 days before this the Dexerto app article. So as I scroll through here, they cite the MIT Technology Review article. Wow, real journalism citing their source. They're not claiming they're the source. They're citing the source. So right there, thumbs up.
You know it's
Fair
legit.
and balanced. Fair and balanced. Right? Oh no, Adam froze. Adam, you froze. You're coming back. But there's another thing I want to put in here. It says Niantic Spatial CEO John Hankey explained the unexpected connection. It turns out that getting Pikachu to realistically run around and getting Coco's robots to safely and accurately move through the world is actually the same problem. And we've talked about AR occlusion. We've been AR nerds for a long time on the show, and AR
Mm-hmm.
occlusion was always something that was really important because getting the Pokemon to be able to like move behind things and hide and all this stuff was important. And it says the revelation has sparked a wave of amused reactions from the Pokemon Go community. Many players were already aware that their scans and movements contributed to Niantic's mapping system, but most had no
Wait a
idea.
minute. Where did they get that
I
information?
don't know, maybe every single web page that Niantic has ever put out, but most had no idea their later would be repurposed to train commercial delivery robots. Of course not. We would never know that. There's no way of us knowing that. But
No, that's just like a product of what has happened. Like it's just the first steps in a long line of things to come.
exactly. So, what I recommend is get involved with this communication here. Don't just watch this Twitter thing and be like, Niantic bad data stealer. No, read the MIT article, understand what's at play here, and realize that, yeah, we were all part of this, and this isn't a
Yeah, and remember the
surprise.
people that were a part of it by like taking pictures of their feet
Yeah, the poor Coco
and
robot's
spinning around in a
stuck in a
circle.
gutter now because of you, because it's stuck in
I
a
was
crack.
I was no, I was thinking about that because like, you know how the Google car, like it'll go around, and like if you go around, you can see stuff like it's like a car that's like cut in half, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. The
how'd that
stitching
happen?
is real bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's scenarios where it's gonna think that there's a very small car there because people from inside their car are like taking all these pictures and like ARing around. It's like, oh. So it thinks that the car is like this big, like a tiny little square, when really it's pretty big.
Yeah. So don't don't get all up in arms. And I know that our core community won't, because they know that this has been the vision all along. But in the end, the game board itself is paramount. The game board is what makes this game unique. The game board is what empowers the user. We're able to shape the game board, modify the game board, quality control the game board, like do all this stuff. Some people will
Mhm.
think this is free labor, I'm not doing it. Others will think I'm empowered to make change, I'm all over it. So you're always going to have that kind of juxtaposition of
The
perspective.
flux and flow.
Yes, the ebb and flow of all that. But the game board is what makes this game special. So what I told Adam to do was come up with some ideas of what we would like to see in the game that's focused on the game board itself, not something like, oh, I want nurseries or I want a gym overhaul. Yeah, we want that stuff too, but when it comes to the game board, what could we do? So what I always thought would be excellent is, and this would be directly using the VPS, would be, let's say, Grant Park is where Pokemon Go Fest 2026 is going to be. They would use the VPS to map a mesh of the entire Grant Park, tip to tail. The entire thing is mapped. You have the 3D space completely mapped to GPS. And what that would allow you to do is anyone that enters that geofenced space would then be inside this shared VPS instance. And within that instance, there would be persistence of AR and persistence of things across devices. So let's say there's a tree on the map, and I could interact with that tree and shake it in the game and wiggle it like a Pikmin bloom,
And a
right?
Squovit pops out.
But then you would see it on your phone. I would see it on my phone. Uh, I could drop some berries on the ground because I'm overstocked and I don't want to just transfer them. I could throw them on the ground. But then the next trainer that walks by, because it's a persistent AR instance, they would see it on their device. So, that being said, it opens up a whole different way of persistent and kind of, I don't know, shared AR experiences between devices that could take this game to new levels. Like, think of what PvP could be. Think of Gym Battle, where there's a fountain in the middle of Grant Park, and all the trainers are wrapped around the fountain 360 degrees, and they can move around this fountain and in real time see accurately what's going on with other trainers. There's a lot of opportunity there. I always thought that would be
Mhm.
something
For
cool
sure.
with the VPS. Now, the uh, the anchoring of items, the persistent GPS anchoring of items, that that's where I think would be a more realistic thing, where I can drop an item on the ground, someone else can go pick it up. I just think
Mhm.
that would be kind of cool. Uh, Borrowing ideas from like Monster Hunter, where they have these like, it's just like a World of Warcraft thing where there's like a portal, like an instance, and when you interact with that, it takes you to your own private little instance, and within that, everything is persistent. I just think that would be so cool and such an incredible use of the VPS to make this game feel way more immersive, because then we can share our AR experiences between devices. So that's what I would like to see happen with the VPS. Will Niantic Spatial work with Niantic Gaming? I don't know. I don't know if they're I'm not saying there's bad blood, but they're two separate companies. So it's like, I don't know if there
Yeah.
will be, they have similar origins and bloodlines, but I just don't know where that is. So we'll have to see. Paulie D in the chat says like a treasure chest system. Yo, imagine that. That's like when I play Minecraft on my son's server. I can go and get items and then throw them in a chest, and then when he logs in and plays, goes to that chest, the items are there. It's like it just makes for additional avenues for social interaction in the digital space. But Adam, all right, what do you got? What are your thoughts of how the game board could influence gameplay in ways that we haven't seen?
Okay, so I've already mentioned this on prior podcasts. So if you've been listening to the podcast, you'll know about this right away. Uh, Using something from like Harry Potter, where you would go into a room and be able to look all the way around. I feel like
Yeah.
I forget what I like exactly said or the town, but
No, I know. I remember that in Harry Potter, you would
the
have to like step through a doorway, and it was like all of a sudden you're like stepping into a green screen, and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm in this space. I'm in this little house or something."
yeah, and it was
That
one of
was
the
cool.
coolest things.
Very
And
very
I
cool.
think again they have the technology, they have the ability to do that, and it's now with like anchor it to a Pokestop or a gym, whatever, both the same in my opinion. But make that where we go into a wormhole and we were brought to Megapolis, Ultra
Uh,
Megapolis, and then like we can see around the city, and then like there's an encounter with a Poiple. Like, and then that's the way, because everybody in that Ultra Megapolis has a Poiple. It shouldn't be rare. It like
got
it
it.
is just
Yeah.
something that like you can keep grinding, but like you might be able to get one a day, or it might have to reset where you have the tech something where you can lore wise where you can open a
Yep. Yep.
portal, and then have that be persistent. Like, hey, I just used my portal for this week. Like, if anybody else wants to go to it, it's open for another hour or however long it lasts.
Yes. No, that's super cool. And that's a way to make it a consumable where it has a cooldown, Hey, I just dropped a
Yep,
lure, it's good for 30 minutes. I just dropped a
an
wormhole,
ultra wormhole. Yeah,
it's good for an hour. Now, if you think about it, because we live in a capitalistic society, right? What if they did this for sponsored stops? You enter a McDonald's, you enter a Starbucks, and all of a sudden you're transported through AR. So obviously you're still in Starbucks, right? But when you're looking through your device, it's mapped to the store. And now all of a sudden you're in the Pokemon Center where you pan to the counter and the barista is like, standing there, but behind the Pokemon counter. Like things like that to create that immersion. I'm just thinking of ways they could take this idea that you have and make it real. It would probably have to be
yeah.
tied to like a sponsored thing because
Well, yeah, and
you
then you
know
go in the sponsored stop or whatever,
that's what
however
I
it
mean.
looks.
That's what I mean. As soon as you
And when
cross
you
through the
go,
door, you're in it.
yeah, but like with Harry Potter, it's like you couldn't really like walk all the way around. It was like you kind of stepped in, and you step in, and then you could circle around and look through everything. Um, I feel like the same thing could be applied, like you're saying, to the restaurants or whatever. Only in them, there could be like a discount code or something that shows up,
Oh
and
man,
you're
or
like,
QR
oh
code,
hey,
or like
yeah,
there's a board up
or like
that
a
says mention this for a discount. Oh man, that would be so cool. Uh, I I I think that is like a realistic kind of thing too. I remember
yeah,
when it's a very short lived game, but Minecraft Earth was around for a little while, and it had a very
yeah. I
similar
remember
thing
that.
where you could like mine into the ground and then jump in, into that space, and like it created this weird vertigo thing where you feel like you're really inside of that space.
It
And
was, I know, it was a little weird.
mhm.
Every time I played it, I felt like I wasn't getting enough. Like I couldn't go far enough in, even though like you went in. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't. I just think that sometimes, especially on Twitter, potentially on Reddit, when people hear and talk about this stuff, they always talk about it in a negative way. They're stealing our data. They're making us work for free. They're we didn't know. It's like I'd rather look at it from the perspective of, well, what could be done? What cool stuff can be done with this
Yeah, you
technology?
can't tell me how you wouldn't want to be able to go into a wormhole, see ultra space and Megapolis, and then maybe there's like a Galarian bird. It is a 1 in X
Oh,
amount of
you get like a
times
rare drop
chance.
in only
It
inside or
could
something.
be like a
Yeah.
Xurkitree that encounters, and
No,
then it
that's
could be
super
good for
cool.
PvP or something,
I
like
agree.
with the IV wise.
Yeah. No,
And
I
then it
think
creates this whole new trade economy, like, circuitry could be good for PvP, like,
that's
I'm
next
just
level. That's next level social interaction. They could tie it in with campsites. They know that when, if they're building a campsite at, at a community gathering, community ambassador location, they could have one of these things there. So because they know people are going to gather there, they can make it, you know, a 10 by 10 space. But in the virtual world, it's like, a bag of holding. You could step in and there's all the room in the world. I just think it's very, very cool that there's technology like this that exists, and we were able to be a part of it. I was scrolling back on my Instagram for about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was in a park, and I have footage of me using the VPS, using the Wayfarer VPS Lightship app that was not on the open market. It was very, very limited, and it's very, very cool. So if you scroll back on our Instagram 5 years, you can see some cool VPS videos of me mapping out like a gazebo at a park. And you look at the model and you're like, how is my phone doing this? That you would think that you would need like some heavy tech to do this, but because of, I forget the terminology, but like because of the ability of the phone's AR core system to render distance based with GPS and make that mesh, it all just worked. And like you would have the floor, the ground highlighted in pink, and then this wall was green. Like it would identify everything separately. It was just so cool. I would love to see game board esque stuff happening, like at a Go Fest. Can you imagine if, like,
mhm.
there's uh, like there was the pirate ship last year, but like you walk in the pirate ship and all of a sudden you're not looking at the overworld map anymore. Now you're looking at a space and you're using the phone almost as like binoculars, where you're walking through and that's how you're able to navigate
Or
through
it
the
looks like
space.
the ship's alive and outside you see
Anything.
Pokemon swimming and all that stuff. I
Right,
mean,
Pokemon moving around on the ship, again, having occlusion. The ship is
yeah.
really there. The ship is physically there, but because of the AR anchoring, they're able to have Pokemon in real time, running around, going in between things. I see it on my phone from, facing north. You're
And I'm
facing
getting a
south.
different angle than
That's
you're getting.
yes, yes.
And I think from a content perspective as well, like, think about live streams, like, I mean, imagine having one content creator from one angle seeing something, and you've got another content creator. So it's like even their content, it syncs up, it adds up, but it's at different angles
It's
and
like
it's totally different.
when you get those two TCG cards that are like from different angles and you're like, "Oh, that's what he's seeing. That's what this one's seeing." It's like,
Yep.
yes, I don't know. Tons of ideas. I want to hear what everyone thinks about this. Do you think the VPS is a good thing? Do you think that the fruits of our efforts with AR scans of stops, AR photography, all that kind of stuff, if you had the opportunity to actually use the Wayfarer or the Lightship, you know, VPS app, and I think I don't have it on my old phone still. It doesn't work
I've
anymore
got
because they
two
shut it
more,
down.
Ken.
But oh, you got more? Go
I got
for it.
more.
Go for it. What else you got?
So I was thinking too, like, there's not a use of HMs, and I think it'd be really cool if we had like an HM system where we could use like HM Fly, and it gives, yeah, you have to use it on a Pokemon that has Fly, that, whatever, and you actually like go above and you're flying. So it's a legitimate way to move around the map a little bit. I think that would be really cool. And then you fly, like you can literally move your character, and it lasts for like what? Let's just say 5 minutes. Again, it's like a consumable, and you fly. You can't interact with like Pokestops or anything, but you can, or I guess I don't see why you couldn't. You could interact with Pokestops, but I wouldn't say you could interact with gyms just because then you could like snipe people and like fight. It's
Hey
not.
man, you're speaking my language though,
I'm
actually, right?
I'm going. I know I'm going too much into it, but I think like using HM Fly, and then your character can move like it's flying on a bird or a Pokemon would fly,
Right, but
and you go through
within
the
that
sky.
VPS mapped space, so you're in an instance. You can't go, and fly
Yeah,
to, the Santa Monica Pier. But if you're within this,
right.
100 by 100 space that's been mapped out in the VPS, it's like its own little playground. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's so cool.
I think even without that aspect, just like something that for the game board itself, like just saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and then my character can move around the cabin, essentially move around the map. Obviously, again within a perimeter, it's like Palkia's spatial
Yeah,
rend,
you're
but like
geofenced in. Yeah.
probably like an extra wide net. But
Man, I
you
love
have to
this.
fly around. You have 5 minutes, and you only catch flying Pokemon because that's what's in the air. And maybe just like I don't know. And the same goes for like HM Surf. Any bodies of water you can get in, and then like kind of coast through the
Dude,
waters. You see any
what?
spawns? I think, but
Oh
again,
man,
like
it'd be so
you're not
cool.
like there's no spot. There shouldn't be Pokestops in the middle of the ocean, but there could be Pokemon spawning. So
Wow.
I think it would be really cool, just something really neat. And then I think, I spitballing here, but maybe like HM Cut, like you can disable a Pokestop for 5 minutes, like something like oh no one's touching this Pokestop, and like then when it comes back online, then you can go into it and drop a lure, like so that it's going to be you that has access to put a lure in it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, those are awesome ideas. The chat is saying that you're glitching out a bit again, so I think this is a good time to take a break
What?
so you can reset again and
All right.
and go from there. But man, I love these ideas. I want to hear what everyone has to say. Let us know what you think the VPS could do for the game, or what some kind of game board or persistent AR tech could do for this game. I mean, believe me, I like getting. I want to have a robot deliver me food, and if you're saying that you don't want that, wait till like one day where you're in bed and you're like want some food or something like that, and you don't want to get up, and it's like, yo, I could have a little Coco robot deliver me some Taco Bell right now. Yeah, I'm sure I'm
Ding.
sure you'll be like, thank goodness I did that AR scan. Thank you, Poffin. You know what I mean? But all right, we're gonna take a little break. When we come back, we'll actually get to the gameplay. We'll talk about Pokopia and all that good stuff. We'll be back right after this. All right. The audio was
All right, so
available.
what should I
Just
do?
glitchy. I say just leave and come back.
Okay.
Thanks, chat. Appreciate the heads up. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding. The joys of remote podcasting. Renee, if you're in the chat, see that's Quagmire right there. We're talking about the Giggity and Quagmire. Giggity. That's Quagmire.
Giggity. Googity, gaggity, giggity, goop-a-doo, boop, boom, 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 boom.
All right, Adam, have you hydrated?
I can hydrate again. Really, it's the food, like the food drating. I need to hunger
You just
fill.
got home. Adam got home 30 seconds before we hit record, so you need a
I
Pete
literally made
Elder's
dinner.
pizza.
I made dinner, put it in the fridge, and then left for the show, and then came back and heated it up, took 2 bites, and then podcast. So I have like 4 noodles in me. So 4 noodles in me. Oh, jeez.
Oh. All right. I am.
Are you?
I am just about ready to get into this.
All right. I'm just about ready to let you get into this.
All right. Let's do it. Pull up my document real quick. And we
are
back from our break. Thank you
back
so much
again,
for that.
again. Tell a friend. Oh, sorry.
Man, I thought we were having a dance break there for a second. That was amazing.
This looks like a pod for me. So everybody, just listen to us because it feels so empty without our voices.
All right, little housekeeping to get through before the back half of the show. Everything we do here at the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community. And you can join our community of supporters on Patreon over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor for as little as $1 a month. So head over to patreon.com/Pokemon Professor and you can support a collective of hardworking part-time creators that have a passion for podcasting, Pokemon, and the communities that bring them all together here at the Pokemon Professor Network. We have a bunch of different tiers, a bunch of different things with benefits. But you can also get an ad-free version of Lured Up, which is posted on Friday mornings onto our Patreon, a separate RSS feed, so you can get an ad-free experience at the $5 tier. So we got a bunch of benefits over there. Please give us a check it out. We appreciate your consideration. Okay, let's I want to give a shout out to our gym leader patrons, Maddie G, Espy and Willow, KJ Demand, Herbert Brandy, PJ, Fisher J, and James. Shout out to our executive producer, Xander, as well as the other executive producers on the network, Fisher J, Monkey Bread, Tish Smith, and Kate the Cons. And then finally, thank you to our Giovanni, Boris, for supporting at the Giovanni tier.
Yeah, Boris.
You very, very, very much. All right. So now we can kind of get to the gameplay because we haven't even talked about the game itself yet. It's a little bit of a backwards man. It's backward. You ever see Freddy Got Fingered? Backwards man. I'm backwards man right now. But let's talk about Pokopia because first of all, this game.
I don't have a Switch 2. We can't talk about it.
I know, me neither,
I don't,
dude.
I don't have a Switch.
I don't even have the time. Like Sarah was like, just get the game because I was talking about it so much. I was like watching it on Twitch. I'm like, oh man, I really want to play. She's like, let's just go get a Switch right now. Let's just go get it. And I'm like, it ain't even about the money. It's like I don't even have the time. Like, there's no way I would be able to find time to play this. I go, I think I could enjoy this game being able to just watch someone else play it because I don't have to commit. I could just I feel the same. But this event was really, really awesome and very, very well received by the community. It was March 10th through March 16th. It wrapped up yesterday. 2 incredibly cool costume ditto, which if I pull up here,
still saying missed opportunity. We could have had a red hat.
Yeah.
It's not like it's beyond Pokemon to do something that's not canon in the main series or in an extra game.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily done it and not put it in Pokopia.
So I'm pulling up my phone
Pokemon
here.
Go exclusive.
Oh, first of all, in new version 0.403 is available right now. If you download the new update to Pokemon Go, I have it pulled up on screen here. Background Pokemon now have a little icon, so it's easy to see what Pokemon have a background from your search screen. So that's exciting. But I gotta say that the animation for Ditto, when it like kind of stretches out and the hat kind of like floats up above its head, man, that is top notch, chef's kiss quality. Just absolutely adore it. Very cool. One thing I did get this week, actually on Score Bunny Community Day, which we're going to talk about in a second, but I have my phone up, so I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. I ended up getting a Shundo Zacian, which I immediately maxed level 50. I'm working on a buddy right now. It has, I obviously crown formed it and upgraded all max moves to the max. This was incredible, dude. I was so fired up. I don't do well with Shundos. This is only my 4th Shundo total. 2 were from trades. 1 was a hatch, and then now this catch. So stunning Pokemon. It sits at the top of my CP list. So very, very cool. Yeah. Very excited about that Pokemon. So just flexing on you guys for a quick moment. But let's talk about Pokopia event. We had the
Wait,
Dittos.
you don't have 100% slacking?
I do have
Do you have
100%
100% slack?
slacking. The crown form
It's
is
above that?
bigger than the slacking. Yeah, it's bigger than the slacking. So I have a maxed out slacking is 5,010, and the crown form maxed out is 5629. Beefy,
Wow.
beefy. It's a big boy, big boy.
That's literally insane.
Yeah, it's
I
totally
did
nuts.
not know that.
But 2 times XP for spinning Pokestops, 10 times XP for new Pokestops. Did not get a shiny Sudowoodo or a Zorua, but I did take advantage of these new Pokestops. I did take some drives out and just went to random places and probably spun about 100 or 150 new stops over the weekend or over the week. So that was kind of cool. Lapras, Snorlax, and Dragonite had backgrounds. I think we're going to see this a lot more because Tier 3 raids, not always the most exciting, but when you throw a background on it, let me tell you, I did a lot more Tier 3 raids than I normally do this past week.
I had to win 3 raid tasks.
Yes, that was a...
Because it was 2 Gulpin and then the Dragonite.
Yep. But you could get the Lapras with the background, there was a Dragonite with the background, and the Laxative with the background. No shinies for me. You'll have to watch JT Valor to get those shinies with backgrounds because that's what he does professionally. But
he's a professional shiny catcher.
He totally is. I had a lot of fun with this. The one thing I wanted to talk about, and this is kind of relevant to the bug out as well, is Go passes, because we had our March Go pass, overarching. Still have plenty of time on that. And now we have our bug out Go pass, and I don't feel like I'm over giving with these Go passes. I feel like for $5, I feel like I'm getting way more value out of it. Like, yeah, we're still spending the $5, right? So we're not saying like the money isn't the thing. For most people, the money is the barrier, right? They don't want to spend it. Fine. But if you do spend it, give me something better back. And I do think the experience I'm getting from these Go passes, these event-based Go passes, is way better than just like a standard event ticket. So totally fine so far. This is not taking me anywhere I don't want to go. So I've been totally fine with that so far. We had Score Bunny Community Day over the weekend. Again, not a Go Pass. These 2 to 5 Saturday events will still have tickets. So there was still a $2 ticket. Shout to Terminal for hooking me up with one. But I don't feel like I'm overspending in the game anymore. Like, I feel like sometimes all I need, like, I would do a lot of impulse purchases. Oh, someone just went, sniped me for...
I do feel that. I have not made any like crazy impulse purchases.
But like even
and if they
one
are,
lucky egg, or like I don't have to do that anymore. It's just I get a
if
free
they
one.
are, if it is a one impulse purchase, it's because I've completed the reward road and I want the extra stuff.
You want those extra potions. You need those extra potions. But no,
I gotta have them.
Like I would sometimes buy like that one extra pass or that one lucky egg at a time for full price, and like I don't find myself doing that anymore. So it's like I'm probably spending the exact same, but my experience is better, and I enjoy the Go Pass progression. It's just a more fun way to play. It motivates me to play. It motivates me to stay connected to the game, to the menus, and I'm all for it. It's been really good so far. So we had Pokopia, we had Score Bunny Community Day. Were you working? Were you able to get any bunnies?
I was actually on a date with Chanel.
Wow.
I had put the Go Plus on, and it caught probably 9.
All right.
And by the time we were done, I was like, oh, it's 5:10.
Man, you know what?
And it started at 2. So it was definitely the better option.
The
I will
date?
say that.
The date was the better
date.
option?
Yep.
Man, that's crazy, bro. I'm just kidding. I also went on a date this weekend, bro. I had Sarah and I, it was our 3-year anniversary. We went to brunch.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was very nice. I had a very busy Saturday. See, now here's the difference between Adam and I. So Saturday was
Ken
Score
doesn't
Bunny.
like let life get in the way of
Hell
Pokemon.
no, hell no. Score Bunny Community Day 2 to 5. So what we did was we went to brunch at 11. ate brunch from 11. We were at the restaurant hanging out till 1. Drove by the beach, drove home, dropped her off at 1:30, went and played Pokemon Go from 2 to 5, went home, picked her back up, went and saw Scream in the movies that night. It was the perfect day, and everybody wins. Everybody's happy. It was like, look, sometimes you just gotta, it's a shell game, dude. You just gotta move stuff around. But Score Bunny was kind of cool. I'm not always the biggest fan of quarter hatch distance, but I know a lot of people are on like level 78 where you have to hatch eggs. Then it's like a real nice thing. It's a real nice to pair those together because you're able to double dip on the bonus and your leveling progress, which was kind of cool.
And then also it was like, I feel somewhat of a letdown to all the listeners in the community because Score Bunny has held a soft spot in my heart since the Dynamax raids.
Cinderace.
But with no, I know, but with everything that's happened and the way that everything's taken, I've kind of like lost that attachment.
To
If that
D-Max or
makes
just to
sense.
Score Bunny? Or just to
No, well,
Cinderace?
just to Cinderace and Score Bunny. Like,
sorry, bro, take the back seat, man. He's got new Pokemon now. That's all. That's the whole thing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
Joe made a good point in the chat. Says could have done the lure module thing post date. Yeah, that's right. You best believe I had that entire movie theater lured up at 7:00 after the event. Because I ran lures the whole time. I was like, man, I gotta pee. I was like, I'm peeing exactly 30 minutes after I sat down so I can refresh all the lures.
I'm gonna get some popcorn real quick.
Bro, I gotta
You get back, Sarah's like, "Where's the popcorn?" Shoot, I gotta go back and get it.
This is how calculated I am. I make sure the Go Plus is in my far pocket from where she is. She was sitting on my left. Go Plus has to go in the right pocket. Go Plus has to be face down. So the button is facing my leg, is against my leg. So I'm not having a disco party in my pocket. Like, you gotta
that happens. That does happen.
I'm way calculated with this stuff, dude. This is how I
No
operate,
one needs
bro.
to know.
I'm telling you, bro. And it's just like, it's a nice passive thing. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. But no, I enjoyed Pokopia. I enjoyed Score Bunny. Getting back out there for a Saturday event was nice. All right. And last kind of thing is we run through some news here. But in an event that no one asked for and has a lot of people asking, is GoFest here yet? Is the Fashion Raid Day. Now, this is a great event for newer trainers because they can catch up on a lot of past costumes. But this is a raid day where you're paying the same $5 event ticket to get your additional passes that you normally do. My beef with this, and don't get me wrong, I'm buying the ticket, but my beef with this is if I'm playing a raid day, I kind of want it to be a legendary. I kind of want it to be an ultra beast. I kind of want it to be something that I can't solo. Because if I'm paying for passes and I'm paying for tickets and I'm paying for I know it's about the experience, but there's just something about I don't know, I'm going to be using my event free passes on Whooper raids. It's like if it's on previous ones, I'm doing it on a legendary and the value is 1-to-1. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see the real connection between this. I mean, but again, I'm the sucker because I'm going to be, out there buying the ticket and doing all that too. But we've got a bunch of costumes here. So this is Saturday, April 4th. So we have some time on this. Butterfree, Diglett, Dragonite, Whooper, Sneasel, Curlia, Absol, Shinx, Krogunk, Blitzel, and Mincino. Tons and tons of costumes that have been in the game before. No new costumes. Would have been nice if they threw a new costume in here.
No, I'm so happy that they didn't do that.
What? That would have at least given people the one chase. You know, all this other stuff is just people catching up trying to get the shinies or hundo versions. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. I guess that's always the focus anyway, right? That's all we ever do anyway. But
Yes.
I don't know. Not a lot of excitement about this one. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't want to play, you don't have to. But this isn't something I'm going to see many people remoting at volume with. And this might be something, if you have a community ambassador meetup to go to, this might be, you know, your after your free to play raids go away, you might see some attrition in numbers from the community. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, and Curlia can't evolve still with the little hat. So ridiculous. And then, like you said, no one expected this, but April Community Day Tinkatink. This is pretty awesome. Hold out shiny. You know, people love this Pokemon. It's super cute. You know, I just think it's really exciting. Tinkatink, the Metalsmith Pokemon, will be featured during April Community Day. If you're lucky, you can get a shiny one or one that has a special background. Evolve Tinkatuff, that's Tinkatink's evolution, during the event for up to 4 hours after, and get Tinkaton that knows the charged attack Gigaton Hammer. So pretty cool. It's learning its move. And then you got your 199 ticket and all that good stuff. It's a triple Stardust Day. If the Pokemon being featured wasn't enough, Triple Dust brings people out. So this will likely be a very, very popular community day. So if you're planning your Saturdays, you don't have many Saturdays to play this month or in April or in the next couple weeks, maybe you skip Fashion Raid Day. I mean, don't get me wrong, play them all. Maybe you skip Fashion Raid Day. Maybe you skip Water, Research Day. Do Tinkatink Community Day. I think this is going to be a lot of fun and a very, very highly active in the communities for that. But that's pretty much it. We don't have to cover any more news. I mean, it's like we have plenty of time on this stuff. But check out our Google Calendar. It's fully filled out. We're in the bug out right now. So, plenty of time left on bug out. And then we have our replay Water Research Day this Saturday. So it could be a chill weekend for some. I'll be out there playing, though, for sure. There is a $1.99 ticket for Research Day as well. But, Adam, I think we did it, man. That's a show.
I think we did it. I think we
Awesome.
did the show. We talked about our ideas and we talked about our gameplay.
Yes.
And we had a lot of glitches along the way.
Yes, we did. Kind of like this game. The game is running horrible right now. Actually, with 403, that just
I didn't want to
just
say anything.
No, dude, say it. This game has been, dude. The irony of it being during the bug out and there being so many bugs in the game. Oh man, c'est magnifique is so good, so funny. But 403 actually cleaned up a lot of stuff. It cleaned up like the raid lobby timer disappearing and all the glitches with raids. There's been a lot when it comes to like just weird, funky bugs, things happening in the game. But download 403. It's available now in the App Store. Should clean up just about everything. So, Adam, if that's not it and that's a show, I think we did it. Is that a show?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate you. Make sure you check out luredup.com for everywhere you can connect with us. Check out the other shows in the network. You can get merch, leave reviews, all that good stuff at luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail, 732-835-8639. You can email us, luredup@pokemonprofessor.com. And keep training, trainers.
Yeah, and you can leave us a voicemail.
Yeah, I know. We had a voicemail from Sir Amanda. Technical issues, man. I don't even want to go there with it because I don't want to break anything in this setup. Maybe we'll make some.
Yeah, because every time you push play, I can hear myself as like an echo.
I was telling Lane, we recorded Gotta Watch Them All last night, and I was telling him, I go, you buy like thousands of dollars worth of high-end podcasting equipment to make your life easier, and sometimes it just doesn't. So unbelievable. But thank you so much, everyone. Keep training. We'll see you next week. Later. Thank you, chat.
USB microphones.